Hello! I forgot to mention this in the video, but I am actually just doing a voice memo for today. I don't have any actual video, so all of the clips that you're going to be seeing are from things I've been getting up to this summer. The first bit is just kind of like a random amalgamation. Sorry, there's a crow that's crowing, and he's just relentless, and now he's like right above my head, too. Um, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. The first amalgamation of photos is going to be just stuff I've been getting up to this summer. But then at one point, it's going to transition into a little day trip that my boyfriend and I took for the 4th of July at what I believe is called the Billy Frank Jr. Nisqually Wildlife Refuge. I might have botched that name, but there'll be a little sign for when the photos transition into that. But just wanted to let you know because you're not going to see me. All right, let's get started. Hello, hello. Today is July 8th, and I apologize. I am sorely overdue for this video. This video was supposed to be the second June video that I wanted to post, but I finished my degree halfway through June, and after that, I was like, I'm gonna have so much time to do all of these things that I want to do. And instead, I just could not be bothered to do anything. And so I'm finally kind of getting back on track with everything outside of work that I've been meaning to do. And one of those is make this video. So this video is going to be a check-in about New Year's resolutions. I also have to apologize. I'm outside just taking a little break, and there's a variety of noises. There are planes overhead. I'm also standing in front of these really big lavender bushes that we have, and there have just been so many bumblebees pollinating these lavender bushes, and I could sit here for hours and watch them. Every time I get in the car, because it's like kind of next to our driveway, I see them all as I'm getting in the car. And sometimes, like early in the morning, there are bees taking naps on flowers. So I have a lot of videos as of recently of bees taking naps on these big hunks of lavender. But I can like audibly hear them buzzing. So you might hear them in the background. I don't know if that's possible, but maybe. But yeah, it's so gorgeous. And so let's review. The last time we talked about New Year's resolutions was in March. I gave like a whole walkthrough of like how I plan it, what I do, and how I do it. And so I guess my biggest takeaway now that we're, I guess, over halfway through the year, is that, oh boy, did those goals change. When I got to like my last month of school, I really dialed into school just to make sure I wasn't, gonna accidentally fail a course or something. So my daily to-dos pretty much went out the window at a certain point. But I'll review what they were, and then I'll talk about how things have drastically is maybe a dramatization, but how things have pivoted since then. So let's see. Old goals were I had the daily Duolingo, 10 minutes of piano Monday through Friday with pre-planned breaks. So like if I was on vacation, I could, plan not to do it that week. I have my hip and shoulder PT Monday through Friday, walking 5 to 10,000 steps a day, with half of the month being 10,000 steps. I had a whole running schedule that was with Couch to 5K. I wanted to eat 3 salads a week. I wanted to do 20 minutes of stretching Monday through Friday, and then hit 3 dance classes a week. I will say up until about mid-May, the piano, the PT, the walking, the salads, and the stretching and the dance class were hit. So like the majority of it. But once mid-May hit, I pretty much dropped all of those things. I also fully just decided to not end up doing the Duolingo. I was just kind of over it. I do want to pick that back up sometime in the future, but I don't have like a set plan for when that's going to happen. But yeah, I hit that last month of school, and any routine around those goals pretty much went out the window. I just got really focused on school, and wanted to make sure I was ending strong. And so yeah, I will say too, the running one, I've completely thrown out the window. I gave running a good shot this winter, And it's just not for me. I don't particularly enjoy it, and partially it's because I'm bad at it, but also and so there's a world where like maybe if I got better at it, um like I could get to that place where I can just kind of cruise and enjoy it. But I'm just not there, and I'm not going to be there anytime soon. And there's like other ways that I enjoy working out and getting cardio in. So that has been replaced by another activity, which I will talk about here shortly. And so I guess just some notes are like upon reflecting on these goals is like I knew I was going to need like a big break after graduating, and I didn't quite realize how big that break was going to need to be. I feel like I learned this when I left my teaching job a long time ago, that when you have a big push year, you need to take a big break afterwards, and even little things that are fun might not be within your range. So lesson learned again. My goals going forward are really just to get me off a screen. I feel like I've been on a screen so much this year. And I have, more screen time planned this next year because a quick update about school and the CPA is that I did submit my transcripts to be a CPA applicant. So that process has started. I'm hoping to start taking my first exam or like studying for my first exam after Halloween. I love summer. I love fall. I especially love October and the spooky season. That is quite possibly my favorite holiday of the year. And so I want to have a year where I really lean in and I do not have to be studying. I want to carve a pumpkin after work or go on a cool fall walk and not think about it. And when Halloween is over and the weather starts to turn here in Seattle, that is when I will start to think about studying. They've also expanded on like the window for how quickly you have to pass. It went from like 18 to 36 months, which is a humongous jump. So I'm feeling a lot less worried about getting it done in a certain timeline. But all this to say, I am getting off a screen in the time being as much as I can. And I'm also, I'm just finding like during this time of like needing a break, I'm just like craving not having structure after having structure for so long. So I am trying to, the goals I made are still things that I want to do. They're off a screen for the most part, and they're also kind of formatted in a way that I think can be done more at kind of like whatever whim I'm feeling rather than like having to get a certain thing done at a certain time of day. And so with that, the new goals are the 10 minutes of piano Monday through Friday. I do recognize that like learning the piano comes with like a level of like discipline that you need to have. So that structure I'm willing to accept. I'm still not doing great at it. I'm really only hitting it like 2 or 3 times Monday through Friday right now. But I think I am, after this weekend, I'm going to, my boyfriend and I are going to a wedding that's going to be like the whole weekend. And then I think when I come back next week, I'll be able to kind of lean into the piano. But that's a goal. I've also, I can't remember if I mentioned this in my March video, but I've been using the Index app and logging my clothes every day. I do plan on, like everyone else on YouTube, wanting to do a video about that sometime next year. But that has been a continued process that I've stuck to. I want to keep doing my PT Monday through Friday. I wrote down taking 10,000 steps Monday through Friday, like period. You know, if I hit that, that's great. I'm always kind of thinking about trying to make sure I hit 5,000 steps a day. But I've also accepted that 10,000 steps is just like a lot of time throughout the day. And so I'm expecting to have a lot of time through like mid-August when work slows down over the summer for me. And then we'll tend to pick up then around kids going back to school. So I'm expecting to have a little bit more time during the day even to just like get on the walking pad and do, I don't know, just kind of like repeating repetitive tasks that I don't have to be like in a meeting for while on the walking pad. So that is a goal. I do want to continue doing 20 minutes of stretching every day. These ones that like, or not every day, but like Monday through Friday. And yes, again, it's something that is a little bit strict, maybe not as loose as I would like to be, but I just recognize how good that is for me and how good I feel when I'm stretching. So I'm trying to get back onto that. There's no dance class goal right now. I dropped my membership from 16 to like 8 classes a month back in May, knowing how busy I was going to get. That was a great idea on my part because I definitely am like just barely hitting 8 classes right now. But I do tend to use all of my classes. I feel very bad when I have credit that doesn't roll over. So it's not a goal because I kind of already know I'm just going to do it naturally. And then what I was alluding to with the roller skating or with the running, I just kind of spoiled myself, but I ended up buying rollerblades this past spring. And so my goal is to like on a Saturday morning go to one of the many trails here in Seattle and rollerblade for like 6 miles in the morning. That would be amazing. It's easier on the knees. It's more fun to me. I'm still not great at it right now. I can definitely like stand and rollerblade for a good amount of time. It's just the stopping. So I don't end up going super fast because I'm like scared of not being able to stop correctly. So I'm still working on that. But the goal with that is to do 4 45-minute sessions per month, which is basically, gives me flexibility to go like once a week. That's my goal. And if you are familiar with Lake Washington Boulevard, like that place is closed for the summer on the weekends. Like you best believe I'm going to try to go down there and take a little spin. My other goals are to watercolor once a week, read 1 book a month, which I've already done. And I've also, I think, already done the watercoloring if I am remembering correctly. 1 new sewing project a month, which is kind of a stretch for me. The sewing has really been put on the back burner, but I have some easier projects I want to attempt, so I think that will be inspiring. I'm also going to be visiting some family this summer whom are big sewers, and they've offered to like help me with some of these projects, so that should hopefully be met. And then 2 new recipes a month. Tried cooking 2 new recipes a month, and me and my boyfriend tried a bibimbap this past weekend, which was really good. So that's 1 recipe down. But those are my goals going into the rest of the year, and it's just, recognizing that like the energy levels have like massively shifted since graduating, and that like things are, change is coming again with like having to get back into routine with studying for the CPA, and just like accepting that goals can change and that's okay. And for me it's like as long as I feel like I'm working towards something, I feel good. I do think pacing matters. Sometimes I'm wanting to operate very quickly and efficiently, and other times I'm wanting to take it very slow, and just like being okay with the malleability is really important for me. I've been saying how, once I graduated, it was not like like no more stress, woohoo. It's been much more of a process of like, I think every day I get like 3%, 2% more relaxed, and these goals are just trying to help that, of like getting back down to planet Earth after having been stretched a bit thin the last 2 years. Apologies, there's a very loud helicopter overhead right now, very low, so hopefully it's not registering for you, but that's all I've got for you. I can't remember what the next topic I'm going to talk about in July is. That's going to be coming up soon. I'm probably going to need to post that like this weekend because I'm behind. But I would anticipate it's about school and, all things CPA related, but I'm not 100% sure. With that, I hope you have a good day wherever you are. I hope you're enjoying the start to summer if you're in a part of the world where that's happening. And I will talk to you later. Bye.